Hello, welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okoro. The Nigerian police say they have arrested 5 suspects involved in the midnight raid on Nibo community in Uzonwani local government area of Enugu State, southeast Nigeria. The April 25th incident left at least 9 persons dead and many more people injured. In a statement released on Wednesday, the 4 said operatives of the police force arrested the suspects based on credible intelligence. The statement also revealed that the police recovered a mobile phone with a memory card containing the video recording of the killing in the community. Suspected Fulani herdsmen were blamed for the attack. However, days after the incident, the police force said in the state said the Fulani herdsmen were not responsible for the attacks. After a long wait, the Nigerian government has finally approved the chief executives of 6 information-related parastatals. The parastatals are under the Ministry of Information and Culture. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed announced the appointments in Abuja, the nation's capital, on Wednesday. Those appointed are Ishaq Modibo Kawu as Director General of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission (NBC), Mansur Liman, who is the Director General of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria (FRCN), Yakubu Mohammed, who is the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), Garba Abari, who is the Director General of the National Orientation Agency (NOA), and Bayo Onanuga, who is the Managing Director, News Agency of Nigeria (NAN). Also, Osita Okechukwu was appointed as the Director General of the Voice of Nigeria (VON). The appointments take effect immediately. The former spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party, Olisa Metu, suffered 2 huge setbacks to his ongoing corruption trial on Wednesday. First, the Court of Appeal upheld the Federal High Court's ruling which dismissed Metu's no-case submission. Then the second, the Federal High Court in Abuja dismissed his application to travel abroad for medical treatment. In the first ruling, Justice Okona Bank held that the court lacked the jurisdiction to entertain the application because there is currently a subsisting order directing Metu to deposit his international passport. While in the second case, Justice Abdul Abuki said he was satisfied that Metu has a case to answer in court. Metu is facing a 7-count charge of criminal breach of trust and money laundering to the tune of 400 million naira.
The application was made in good faith because he is not well. Even as at now, he's still at the National Hospital. We made the application in good faith, and then the judge exercised his discretion within the circumstances that he found himself in. So that is our reaction. We only pray that he'll be fit enough to offer his defense, which is what the Constitution really requires. That a person being charged for an offense at least ought to be alive and healthy to answer to the charges against him.
The appeal itself was even incompetent. They ought to have sought the leave of the trial court, which they failed to do. Having dismissed, the Court of Appeal upheld our preliminary objection to the incompetence of the appeal, but all the same, their lordships felt it was very appropriate to even go into the merit of the appeal itself. And as the judgment has shown, they had a case to answer, and that's the way it should be. Thank God, the defense has since commenced at the trial court. With respect to the ruling by the trial court, dismissing the application seeking to release the international passport and for an order or for leave to the first defendant to travel abroad for medical attention. You will recall that we vehemently opposed that application. The ruling also vindicates our position that there are facilities within the country that the first defendant can avail himself by treating himself locally. We mentioned the Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, the University College Hospital in Ibadan, Lagos University Teaching Hospital, and many other medical facilities can handle this case here. So we're happy with that ruling.
The Court of Appeal in Abuja, the nation's capital, has thrown out the bail application filed by Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. In his application, Kanu had asked the court to determine whether the ruling by Justice John Soho of the Federal High Court to deny him bail was a breach of his human rights. He also asked the court to determine if the judge's decision not to grant him bail due to his dual citizenship was the right ruling. However, in his ruling, a 3-man panel led by Justice Abdul Abdul Abuki held that the lower court was right in denying Kanu's bid as he was at flight risk. The court also ruled that the charges against Kanu and the other defendants were deemed a national threat, so a bail applications cannot be entertained. The governor of Bayelsa State, Henry Dixon, has urged Nigeria's federal government to act with caution when dealing with militants in the restive Niger Delta region. The violence in Niger's southern region has pushed the country's crude oil output near a 22-year low. Earlier this week, the Niger military said it has stepped up operations in the Niger Delta region following the attacks on several pipelines by suspected militants. However, Dixon, in a statement released on Wednesday, said a military approach would not calm the situation. The Nigerian Senate has summoned the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, and the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to appear before it and brief the senators on the current state of the Nigerian economy. The summons was sequel to a motion on Wednesday by the Chairman Senate Committee on Gas and Oil Sector, Senator Basi Akpan. The upper chamber, however, did not give the specific date that the two government officials would appear before it. In what is set to become a major milestone achievement in its 50 years of existence, the Lagos State government on Wednesday signed a memorandum of understanding to kickstart the construction of the 4th mainland bridge. Speaking at the signing of the MOU held at the banquet hall in Lagos State, southwest Nigeria, Governor Akinwumi Ambode said the need for the bridge had become imperative following the phenomenal growth in the population of the state. The 38-kilometer bridge, which is geared towards economic growth in the state, is expected to cost at least 84 billion naira, 844 billion naira in the public-private partnership initiative. The government says it would be delivered in 3 years. The Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi, has advocated a ban on marriage of women below 18 years of age, saying most of the women suffering from reproductive health challenges were products of such marriages. The Emir spoke at a workshop organized by the Northern Islamic Forum in Kano State, said the time had come when the Muslim community should live by the reality of economic recession and consequences of early marriage. He said the era when people gave out their daughters in marriage at early ages and asked the husbands to wait till they were ripe was nothing but pure deception. The Nigerian government has confirmed that 6 states have been hit by the tomato disease commonly known as tomato Ebola. According to the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Audu Ogbe, the states affected are Jigawa, Kano, Katsina, Kaduna, Plateau, and Lagos states. Speaking at a press briefing in Abuja, he described as erroneous claims that tomato processing factories had mopped up tomato fruits in the country. He said the highly reproductive nature of the tomato pest, coupled with favorable environment and lack of knowledge for containment of the disease, had resulted in its spread. Time for a short break. When we'll come back, we'll look at business and international stories. Don't go away.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching the Funny White Man Show, which is the biggest, the brightest, and the most entertaining show in Africa.
Funny white man, funny white man, funny white man, but this way you talk, it's too much. Give me 5,000 man that you. It's too much. So you get it like, when she move along the street, yeah, me should like that, I'm going girl. You know, my own people, actually. Yeah, fine, it's fun. I enjoy it. And I'm one of those very few, I'm forever taking it personal. I will listen 160 million Nigerians are corrupt. How? My brother, I'm looking for you.
Yeah, but it's a growth, and this is the time to build business and know the pitfalls and know what to do and what not to do. But there are months where you get business and months.
You know how we do, how we train them. We do the way you do.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching Trending Matters on the Funny White Man Show. Of course, we will bring you trending issues just to entertain and tickle your fancy.
Welcome back. You're watching TV360 News Now. The Central Bank of Nigeria has decided to introduce a flexible exchange rate policy. This was announced by the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele at the end of the two-day rate-setting meeting by the Monetary Policy Committee in Abuja, the nation's capital. The meeting, which has also been described as anticipated, also showed that the CBN might be open to the devaluation of the Nigerian currency.
The committee observed that in an economy characterized by high import dependence, the shortage of foreign exchange provided some basis for price increases as currently being experienced. Committee noted that the economy needed to aggressively earn and build up its stock of foreign reserves in order to avoid distortions when faced with severe shocks. The committee further noted that the current inflation trend, being largely a product of structural rigidities and inadequate foreign exchange earnings, would continue to be closely monitored and in coordination with fiscal policy with a view to addressing the underlying drivers of the upward price movements. Shed more light on BDC, the flexibility we're talking about will be worked out and a lot of details will be provided in the coming days. But of course, BDCs, they are part of the foreign exchange market, but I am not by any means saying that we are going to restore BDC as in providing dollars from the Central Bank of Nigeria to fund BDC operations. They will continue to operate at the autonomous market.
The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry (LCCI) has commended the decision of the Central Bank of Nigeria to adopt a flexible exchange rate policy. In a statement issued on Wednesday, the chamber said this policy choice would allow for improvement of the efficiency of foreign exchange allocation in the economy and also reduction in the distortions that currently characterize the foreign exchange market and bring the Nigerian economy closer to a balance. It also welcomed the decision of the CBN to refrain from further tightening of monetary policies. Nigerian stocks soared to near a 5-month high on Wednesday, with banks leading the charge. This was driven by hopes that the more flexible foreign exchange policy would boost dollar supply and lure back foreign investors. The main stock index was up 3.36% at 28,143 points to levels last seen on January 5, 2016. Nigerian and foreign companies active in the country have been laying off staff as they struggle to get hard currency to fund imports for spare parts and their products. Oil rose towards $50 per barrel on Wednesday for the first time in 7 months. The price was driven by expectations that shrinking supply will help erode any overhang of unwanted crude oil supply, particularly after industry data showed a sharp fall in the U.S. inventories. Brent crude rose to $49.19 per barrel, while U.S. crude rose to $49.18 per barrel. A series of outages around the world, such as wildfires in Canada and a spate of violence in Nigeria, has helped cut global oil supply by nearly 4 million barrels per day this month. Although these hitches are temporary, they contributed to a drop in the supply glut that has plagued the market for nearly 2 years. Egypt is taking on 2 companies, one French and one Italian, to help search for the black boxes of the Egypt airplane that crashed in the Mediterranean. Egypt's Air Chairman Safwat Muslim on Wednesday said he did not reveal the names of the companies involved, but told a news conference they will be able to search at a depth of 3,000 meters. Egypt Air Flight 804 crashed on May 19th with 66 people on board, including 30 Egyptians and 15 people from France. It's nearly a week later and investigators have no clear picture of the plane's final moments. The plane and its black box recorders, which could explain what brought down the Paris to Cairo flight, have not been located so far. Kenya Defense Forces KDF on Wednesday said they had killed 21 Al-Shabaab militants in Doble area of Somalia. According to KDF spokesperson Colonel David Obonyo, the troops launched an attack on the militants after one of them shot at KDF soldiers who were en route en route to Tabda from Dublin. Obonyo added that among those killed was a junior level commander, Salad Bat, who is believed to have been in charge of the group of militants participating in the ambush. Nigeria's Super Eagles have jetted out to France as the team prepares for its upcoming international friendlies against Mali and Luxembourg. Midfielder Ogenyi Anazi was also among the top 8 players who traveled out with their assistant coaches and other backroom staff from Abuja. The Eagles will play Mali on May 27th before facing Luxembourg on May 31st. The team has been under severe criticism lately following their failure to qualify for 2 consecutive African Cup of Nations, but they will be hoping to use the games to win back their supporters. The matches also serve as preparation games ahead of the 2018 World Cup qualifiers. France says to deploy more than 60,000 police forces to provide security for the Euro 2016 tournament, which will start next month. Interior Minister Bernard Cazeneuve made the comments after the Stade de France in Paris descended into chaos on Saturday before the National Cup final. The stadium will host the event's opening match and final match. In the incident, smoke bombs were set off inside the stadium, sparking panic among crowds that clustered at the stadium's exit. Cazeneuve, however, said that the match between Paris Saint-Germain and Marseille did not serve as a test for Euro 2016 tournament. Well, we've come to the end of news now. We thank you very much for watching. I am Thelma Okoro.